talked about Unknown 9 Awakening previously and how this game looked to be up there with some of the worst Sweet Baby Inc. games that have ever been worked on, and that's really saying something, especially when you compare it to a lot of the other games they've worked on. But after the reviews have finally come out and the game has launched, it actually looks to be worse than I even thought it was going to be. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Unknown 9 Awakening has released to a top player count of 169 people total. Now, that's on Steam charts. Maybe there's more on PlayStation 5. Who knows? I know there's a lot of people that, in the reviews at least, were saying they're running into quite a few performance issues with this game and overall problems, struggles, glitches, issues, errors, you name it. And then on top of it, the game just wasn't that fun anyways. And this game, coming from Sweet Baby Inc. and the parent of Namco Bandai, creating this game, and Kim Belair being the lead narrative designer, creating the entire story for it, because of course, girl boss, girl power, gotta have that self-insertion like Kim Belair always loves to do, has a price point of $50 USD. Yeah, I don't see many people lining up to buy this one. Hit that subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com for the full article breaking down the absolute, utter catastrophe that Unknown 9 Awakening's launch has brought. Honestly, I had zero hopes for this game going into the launch. I covered it in a previous video last month, but now that it's out in the wild, we can finally see the reality. The highly anticipated Sweet Baby Inc. project, and oh boy, it's even worse than I could have ever imagined. Unknown 9 Awakening has bombed on its debut, struggling to gain any traction on Steam charts whatsoever, with a max player count at launch of 169 players. And then when I refreshed the page later, it said there were 151 players, meaning that there were actually less players as time went on launch day. That's not a great sign. The game is being panned by critics and players alike, even getting a low score from IGN of all places. You know, the IGN that's known for giving 7 out of 10s to Dustborn and Concord and being very favorable to anything with DEI in it. They gave a game from Sweet Baby Inc. that everyone talked about being like the magnum opus of Sweet Baby Inc. This was Kim Belair's big thing. A 5. The reception has sparked quite a discussion around the development choices and overall execution. Many folks online I've seen are wondering what is keeping these projects afloat? How do they keep coming out? Why does Sweet Baby Inc. keep having contracts with new companies? Why would anyone in their right mind sign on the dotted line with what ends up always being a death knell for whatever gets worked on? And the only thing I could think is ESG scores. I gotta say, after this bomb, significant changes are needed within not just Sweet Baby Inc., but consultancy firms in general, starting with the leadership. If I was Kim Belair, I would be proactively apologizing and stepping down before they came for me, because you know that's what's coming. The expected failure at launch here has left a lot of people wondering about the future of this quote-unquote franchise and the developers of the game. The game that was supposed to be Sweet Baby Inc.'s poster child, with Kim Belair at the helm as the lead architect of its supposedly groundbreaking narrative. Well, according to IGN, despite a few interesting ideas, Unknown 9 Awakening is a bland and janky adventure with a generic story and dull combat, and they gave it a 5. And a 5 out of 10 in the modern era of gaming is basically like equivalent to the most trash cell phone mobile game you could possibly find. A 5 out of 10 is pathetic. So what went wrong? For starters, Unknown 9 suffers from some of the most trite and cringe-inducing dialogue gamers have seen in years. The protagonist, a supposedly strong woman, girl power, is a one-dimensional, boring, generic character with none of the nuance or depth needed to drive a story and narrative forward. So somebody please help me here. Kim Belair, who is supposedly this professional narrative designer, the story architect, is not able to create an invigorating story to draw players into it. Kind of feels like she's in the wrong line of work.
So many lazy summer days beating his heart at goalie. I just wish the last time he played was a better memory.
Here, Arona uses her crush ability to destroy a wall.
On top of the Abysmal storyline, Stuttering Craig recently took to Twitter just to reveal how disastrous the pre-release has been. He tweeted, "My retail insider who has access to 800 plus big box stores pre-order numbers tell me that Unknown 9 Awakening had a total of 46 pre-orders. But 12 of them got canceled, so actually there are only 34. 34 pre-orders in over 800 stores. Yikes! Like, for a modern era, even if you don't even want to say it's a AAA, it's a AA game, to have 34 pre-orders out of 800 stores should tell you all you need to know, not just about the anticipation for this game, but the potential for any kind of long-term success. And as I spoke about in a previous video, Alyssa Mercante always seems to go on the offense to defend Sweet Baby Inc. It's a very interesting dynamic that makes me wonder what's going on behind the scenes with backroom deals, because anytime there's anything slightly negative about Sweet Baby Inc., she shows up and says, hey, whatever you're saying about them is wrong, and now you're an awful person because you decided to tell the truth about something. And she did the same thing with Stuttering Craig, replying on Twitter saying, the Christ of Fascist blog site, wait, what the hell is even Christ of Fascist? I had to talk to Dev about this earlier. He explained it to me. I'm like, what is she even doing in her mind? What's going on upstairs? Anyways, the Christ of Fascist blog citing an aging YouTuber who they always go to the age, by the way, which is like the most curious thing. I've had people on that side, especially her, always call my age, like, oh, you're too old to play video games. Oh, look how old you are. You have gray hairs. You're old. I'm like, what? What even is that? Aging YouTuber who lost all his old colleagues and friends because he's a dick, of course, because in Alyssa's mind, everyone's a dick, right? And claims he has Best Buy insiders as a source for their latest article, which I don't think Craig ever confirmed what it was. If anything, I think he said it's not Best Buy, but even if he didn't say that, he didn't confirm who it was. And this is coming from Alyssa Mercante, a supposed journalist, at a professional outlet named Kotaku that is making things up when Craig didn't say those things. She is straight up misreporting facts and trying to take someone down with that. Kind of runs in line with everything she does. But anyways, back to why this game sucks so much. Eurogamer Poland said, while many AA games manage to cleverly hide small budget, the developers of Unknown 9 Awakening have failed in this art. Every element of this game reminds us that we're dealing with an underdeveloped product that proved too challenging for Reflector Entertainment. I don't understand why the studio didn't pick one style of gameplay and focus its limited resources on it. Add to this the poor performance of the PS5 version and serious technical problems, and you get a below average title. And on top of that, there were many other outlets complaining about the boring story. IGN, like I said earlier, but many other on Metacritic. And altogether on Metacritic, as of last check, it was around the low to mid 60s of a score, which is kind of higher than I would think based off of what people are saying about it. Taking another check at the Steam charts, it's actually fallen even further. We now have a current player count right now of 137 players. It's nowhere even close to the peak of 169 from just 3 or 4 hours ago when it launched, meaning that 169 is the peak on launch day, and oftentimes that can be the all-time peak for a game, which means that this game is an absolute epic, horrendous disaster of a failure. They put the cart before the proverbial horse with this game by creating an entire story world behind what ended up being an unproven and ultimately undesired piece of media. Not only is Unknown 9 Awakening a video game, but they also made a comic book series, a scripted podcast, they made a novel trilogy, and they expect more to be coming soon from this Bandai Namco franchise that sucks balls. And it makes you wonder, why did they put so much faith in a company like Sweet Baby Inc. to pull through when they have never, ever shown that they were able to do that before? As Sweet Baby Inc. and Kim Belair continue to fumble major projects, it's only a matter of time before studios wise up and stop entrusting them with the reins of such high-profile games. Until then, all we can do is watch as more disasters like Unknown 9 unfold in real time. And honestly, I'm here for it. Not that I love to cheer the demise of games on, like, yeah, fail, fail. But at this point, I kind of am there because it's the only way the industry is going to get better. We need companies like this to fail so that high quality, creative, non-DEI companies stand the test of time. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys want more information, check out smashjt.com for the full article. I will link it in the description below. If you appreciate what I'm doing, hit that join button. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.
3 points into Unknown 9's narrative universe, in which the destinies of dozens of characters are weaved together through space and time. Like Haruna, your time has now come to step into the unknown.
Smash Smash